everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Makeup by Mackenzie and I am Mackenzie, obviously. Today I'm going to be doing this fabulous look inspired by Marie Curie. Marie Curie was a Polish and French naturalized physicist and chemist, and her work on radioactivity was pioneering, so much so that she was even the one who coined the phrase radioactivity. And so I just think she's a very inspiring person to celebrate in history, especially in the time period she was in. She was born in the late 1890s, which means that it's very surprising for a female scientist to have been taken so seriously as much as she was. This is how awesome she was. Marie Curie was the very first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She was also the first person and is still the only woman to have ever won 2 Nobel Prizes, and she's the only person to have won Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. Like, that's really cool. That is so cool. Not to mention that the Curie family has like a total of 5 Nobel Prizes. So that means she's won like 2 of them. So 2 out of the 5 are hers. Like, so that's really cool. I think that she's such an inspiration. And so I did this look inspired by the elements that she worked with during her career, which were uranium, radium, and polonium. So throughout this video, I will have some little facts about Marie Curie pop up down below here somewhere for you guys to learn about her. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. And without any further ado, let's play with some makeup, shall we? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into this look. I literally have every single blending brush that I own sitting in front of me right now. We're gonna get into it today. And you know what? I need this. It's been a long week and I need some makeup therapy, you know? I need to take some time and just sit and chill. So let's just get started with this thing. So Marie Curie worked with 3 elements in her work. The majority of her work on radioactivity was with uranium, and uranium has blue-green spectral lines. And if you don't know what spectral lines are, look them up for yourself, because I am not a scientist and I'm not going to try to explain it, because I tried to research it on my own and I had no idea what they were. But whatever they are, they are blue-green when it comes to uranium. And then Marie and her husband Pierre discovered 2 elements, radium and polonium, during their research. And polonium also has blue-green spectral lines, whereas radium has carmine spectral lines, which that just means red, basically. So it has red-ish spectral lines. So I'm going to be playing around with those colors today, as well as all 3 of these elements, when they're in their raw form, are a silvery white kind of substance. So I'm also going to be using some silver in this look. So it's gonna be colorful. And I don't do a whole lot of colorful looks, so I'm kind of nervous. But you know, we're gonna rock this. For this look, I'm going to be using mostly the 35B palette from Morphe. And so let's just go ahead and get into this. First, I'm going to take this white shade up here, and I'm taking a fluffy brush. And I'm going to use that kind of as my blending shade. So I'm gonna blend that from my brow bone down towards my crease. And this is just gonna help us to blend out those colors that we add into the crease a little bit more. So I'm gonna be taking this matte green shade here, and that's gonna go on the inner third of my crease. You know what? I'm going to do this a little differently. Never mind. I'm going to take a flat packing brush, and I'm going to take that green, and I'm going to pack it onto that inner third of the lid. I'm going to do this kind of Nikki tutorial style. She likes to pack it on there, pack on her color, and then take a clean brush and blend it out. So, and I really want this green to be vibrant. So I'm really packing it on there. And if you get some on the lid, that's fine. You know, we're gonna be cutting that lid anyway, so. Alright, so now I'm going to take a small fluffy brush, a clean small fluffy brush, and I'm going to just start blending those out. And I'm using mostly circular motions for this because I don't want it to like blend out too far to the either side. I kind of want it to stay where I put it, but I do want it to be blended out. I don't want any harsh edges here. I'm doing this with a clean face right now so that if I make any mistakes, I can easily go back and clean it up. It's a little bit harder to do that when you've already got your foundation and your concealer and your eyebrows on and all of that. You know, I'm really glad that I planned this video for today, to film this today, because I really do need this. You know, it's just been a kind of a hard week for me. It's been a hard year, actually, you know. And so doing something like this where it's inspired by women who have really accomplished a lot, who are really awesome and who have formed history is just kind of inspiring to me. And combining it with doing makeup is really therapeutic, and it's really helpful to me because, one, I get to sit down and just kind of concentrate on something fun for a little while. But then also I get to think about that, you know, none of these women accomplished what they accomplished without some sort of struggle. You know, Ruth Bader Ginsburg wouldn't be who she is if she didn't have to face that kind of adversity that comes with being a woman in her profession, in law. And then same with Marie Curie. I mean, she was in the late 1800s, and there's no way that a female scientist was taken seriously back then. But she was. She was probably such a force, such a person that nobody could doubt her. Nobody could say, oh, she's just a woman, you know? And it probably helped too that her husband was really supportive of her and worked with her. But that's just really inspiring to me, and I know that I'm going through a hard time right now and it can get really stressful, but just believing in myself and believing that, yeah, I'm gonna look back at this period of my life and be able to say, wow, I made it through that and I'm a better person for it. It's really assuring to me. And also, I wouldn't be doing this YouTube channel if I wouldn't be going through this time right now. And so that's kind of, hopefully one day I'll be able to look back at this and be like, yeah, maybe I needed to go through this time. I'm really hoping that's the case, because right now it certainly doesn't feel very good. But, you know, at least I have YouTube and hopefully grad school to help me through it. So I'm going to be using this color right here next. And I'm just taking the flip side of that packing brush. And that's going on the inner third of the lid. And you can start to kind of blend the two together in the middle there. Alright, so now I'm taking a different clean fluffy brush and I'm blending out those edges there. You don't want to do too much blending between the two, but you want to do enough that the transition between the two colors is a little bit more seamless. So you just keep going back and forth until you've got that pigmentation that you want. So there we go, that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to take kind of a dense fluffy brush. I'm taking this darkest blue shade here. And I'm going to pack that into the outer third. Now I'm going to take a third clean fluffy brush and I'm going to go over those edges. I'm going to take this domed pointed brush and I'm going to take some more of that dark blue shade, and I'm just gonna make sure it's really vibrant, because I do want that to be really dark. Alright, same thing on the other side. That always gets me, you know? I want to like do great on the one side, and then I'm like, oh man, I do the other side. Sure, if we all could, we would probably all go around with like one perfect eye on, and then the other eye would just be plain. Can we like make that a look, you know? Woo! So that's done. So now we go to the difficult part, which is cutting the crease. I'm going to use my handy dandy little cut crease tool that I discovered a little while ago. If you would like to see that video, I will have it linked up here somewhere for you. Basically, it's a DIY cut crease stamp. And I'm going to use my favorite concealer for cut creases, which is the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Concealer. Alright, so now I just go over that with my brush and kind of fix it a little bit to make it exactly the way I want it to be. So I've got my cut crease done, and so now I'm going to go ahead and set the lid with a silver eyeshadow. This is the Maybelline Expert Wear eyeshadow in the shade New York Silver, and I'm just using my finger to put that on. And I'm getting as close to that line as I can, but I'm not going to touch that line. I'm going to go back with a smaller brush to do close to the line. And I'm also not going to get all the way to the outer third of the lid as well, because I'm going to blend that part in with that blue eyeshadow. Now I'm taking this very small flat packing brush with that silver, and I'm just going to use that to get as close to the line as I possibly can. And I'm going to use patting motions to pack it on. So I'm going to take the fluffy brush that I used for the darkest blue shade, and then I'm just going to start to kind of fluff that into this outer corner a little bit. Just like that, so that it comes in just a teeny tiny bit. So that's what that looks like so far. Alrighty, so I'm just going to take a black liquid liner and do a very thin line along my lash line, just to define my lash line a little bit. I don't want to create a wing or anything, because I really don't want to distract from this look. So I'm using the Seraphine Botanicals Liquid Kohl Waterproof Liquid Liner. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and go do my concealer and my eyebrows, and I think my blush and bronzer off camera, and I will be right back to finish up this look. Alrighty, so I've got my bronzer, my concealer, my eyebrows, and my highlighter done. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the bottom of the eye here. And so this is where we're going to add the red. So this should be fairly interesting. I'm going to take a very small smudger brush, and I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to take the shade Venetian Red. Remember, with this palette, a little bit goes a very long way. So I'm going to start at the outer corner of my lower lash line, and I'm just going to start to run that along my lower lash line. Just like that. Now I'm just going to take a clean, small, fluffy brush and just going to blend that out a little bit. Alrighty, so For the waterline, I could go a number of ways. I could go black, I could go red to kind of go along with the red, but I think I am going to go silver. So I'm going to take the NYX retractable eyeliner pencil in the shade silver, and I'm going to run that really quickly along my lower lash line. Now really quickly, I'm going to highlight around my eyes using the same highlighter that I used on my face, which is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. And I'm just taking a pointed, domed, round, fluffy brush, getting it all up in there, and then going right on the inner corner here. Alright, and then I'm going to use it to highlight under the brow bone here. So now I'm going to really quickly pop on some mascara and some blush and some lipstick, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and added a black pencil liner to my upper and lower waterline instead of the silver because I felt like it needed something to ground it. It was looking a little bit circusy, and the silver was brightening up my lower waterline, which looked really nice, but it kind of made the whole look very bright rather than kind of sophisticated, which is really easy for colors like this to look very circusy. So I decided to add the black to kind of ground everything and darken it up a little bit, and I think that really helped kind of make it a little bit more cohesive. I also went ahead and put on a liquid lipstick. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Amazonian, and I really like the way this look turned out. It's super pretty. This is probably the sharpest cut crease I have ever done, and I think it looks really cool. I think it's a really fun, kind of vibrant way of representing science and Marie Curie's work. It really gives kind of this radioactive, very vibrant vibe that I think is reflective of her work with radioactivity. And so I'm very excited about the way that this turned out. If you like this look, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comment section below what you would have done to create a look inspired by Marie Curie. Also let me know if there are any women from Herstory that you would like for me to do looks on in the future. I'd love to hear who your inspirations are throughout history. So remember everybody, makeup has no rules. They're more like guidelines. So you do you, boo-boo. Alright, see you next time everyone. Okay, alrighty. Let's start with the color. I'm gonna do the other side first. That's right. Other side. I have two sides of my face. It's getting a little tropical looking. Oh, my hair. Stay in the clip, please. Patience is a virtue. Alright. Other side. I'm gonna take this. Excuse me. More. So basically, it's a concealer for cut creases.